physicists have, that when they try to solve a difficult problem, suddenly an idea comes to them, because they feel so nice and excited, they're sure that the idea is correct. Yeah? Well, right there, I close the book and I put it back on the shelf. You see, I had this feeling so often when I was trying to solve hard problems, and eventually my idea proved to be wrong, so simply that book did not apply to me. But there's certainly something magical that takes place when you discover something new, right? You try very hard to understand a physical phenomenon, to solve a hard problem, then something happens, a different perspective, an idea, something inexplicable that actually guides you to the solution. And the funny thing is that you have no clue how that happened. You cannot prepare yourself for it. So the big question for me is, from where does the mind draw its powers? From where do human beings actually draw their powers to solve complicated problems? I mean, certainly the conscious mind has very little to do with it. It's pretty helpless in front of complex problems. It's more the unconscious intuition that guides you to the solution. Okay, you might wonder what I'm talking about. An example. We can construct a computer that can beat the best chess player in the world, okay? But even the fastest computer in the world cannot imitate the movements of a 3-year-old rearranging the pawns on a chessboard. You realize how complex movement is only when you try to imitate it with machines. You do not appreciate its complexity because you do it almost unconsciously. And the same thing happens with dance. Almost instantaneously, you decide what the next move should be so that you don't fall down and you keep your balance. Or when you put a sequence of moves together so that it looks graceful. So, certainly, movement is one of the most complex processes that we do, almost unconsciously. But could it be actually responsible for the full extent of our thought powers? I mean, we can imagine easily mathematical objects, such as a cube, moving in 3 dimensions. Because of our own experience of our physical body moving in space. But can you actually imagine a 4-dimensional cube moving in 5 dimensions? Okay, 4 in 5. Okay?
And I forget when the doctor said to me, and I forget, he came out to my bedside table when I was in hospital. And it was dark. Everybody else was asleep on the wall. I could tell because there were a lot of people snoring. The wall lights were off. And I remember this white jacket came round. And there's lying down in hospital with his hair all traction on my head. And he came in and he sat down next to me. And I'll never forget, one of these feelings was, he's going to give me some bad news about my situation. And he sat down next to me and said, "You know, Mr. Clarke, I've been looking at your x-rays and how you told me how it happened. Because I spent 2 days walking around with a broken neck. On the second day, my neck slipped out of place, and I was still walking around. I'll never forget he said to me, Mr. Clarke, I hope you don't mind me saying, but look at the x-rays on how it happened, how you were still walking around, your neck was broken, your neck was slipped out of place, I'm surprised you're not paralysed or dead. But a few months later to a year, I'm teaching, I'm dancing, I'm performing, I'm travelling, I'm going around the world. I'm doing what I love to do. I'm performing, guys, spinning and doing whatever I've got. Not everything, but within reason. I'm teaching and giving my experience. I've got the love back of what I love about dance. On stage performing. Going to countries a lot of people can't get to or would love to go to, but I'm going to those places. Teaching younger people, choreographing pieces for our shows. And I'll never forget this force, or forces, of people, community, family and friends. Groups of people saying, Naps, you need to train, you need to get your training back, you need to focus your energy. We don't want the anger going out there nowhere. Focus your energy. Respect to those guys, man. And then you had other forces of people going, have you eaten yet? Have you eaten yet? Naps, I'm gonna cook you some food. Naps, what do you want to eat tonight? Come on, you gotta eat. Make sure you eat, keep up your strength. We love that. You had these other forces of people saying to me, Naps, can I give you a cuddle, please? You need a cuddle. Yeah, give me some man love. Come on, yeah. And you had this other force of this other energies, this other passion. People saying, Naps, come out and dance. Let's take you to the salsa. Because you love the salsa dance. And I was going out to salsa clubs, even with the hair attraction on. And still dancing with people. This passion, this love what people were showing me and expressing to me, but the main thing was, I just love to dance. I just love to dance, guys. I just love to dance.
Please.
Carol.
Thank you all so sweet. Thank you all so much for coming out. We do have a audience performer discussion. So please stay for a few minutes and talk with us.
Thank you.
Once again.